Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we need to launch 2 communication satellites for contracts because we need money. So let's just go ahead and launch this. Now this should, theoretically, be plenty of Delta V to get basically anywhere we need to go. At least I hope. We'll have to see though. And we'll see if we've got any other problems with this particular setup as well. However, before we do that, we do need to go take a look at this orbit. Okay, so this orbit is the one we are targeting right here. I don't know why this orbit is wiggling around a little bit with the descending node, but this is not quite the one we're targeting. This one we will be targeting later, probably with the next launch. But this one here. So we've got an ascending and descending node of 90 degrees, which is intriguing. We're going to be... we're basically there-ish. We'll have to twist the orbit around a little bit, I think. But I mostly just wanted to check to make sure that this was the direction we were going. Because if we launch here and go north, this is the same direction that we're going to be heading into. So, in that case, wondering why this is facing the way it is. Because that is not north. Like... It's usually facing straight, right? Can we revert this to launch? Technically, I never launched. But it wasn't straight on the pad. Now it's straight on the pad. Okay. So let's go ahead and launch this thing, I think. We'll see if there's any major issues. I am noticing some waggling, but we'll have to see if that's a major issue going forward. Once we launched, it seems like that cleaned up for now. And then we'll begin our gravity turn relatively quick-ish. I mean, maybe once our apoapsis reaches about 40 kilometers. A bit on the late side, but early-ish, I guess. And then what kind of an apoapsis are we aiming for here? We are aiming for about 5.6 million meters. Sounds good. Okay, so we've got an apoapsis of 6 kilometers right now. But we are lifting through the densest portion of the atmosphere now, and we should be getting substantially more Delta V soon enough. You can see our Delta V meter is actually climbing, which is always funny. There's an apoapsis of 20 kilometers, so we're about halfway there. An apoapsis of 30 kilometers. And an apoapsis of 40 kilometers. Let's start our gravity turn. And we are going this direction, to the north, which is not exactly what I'm used to. Don't tip. Don't tip. Okay. We'll just hang here for a little bit. I want to allow our flight to stable out just a little bit until we detach these. Okay, we're good. Successful staging. To the horizon! Come on. Don't tip on me. I think we're safe now, realistically. Okay, we'll just hold at the horizon for now. Our apoapsis is plenty high. But we could use it being higher, to be sure. But with this light of a payload, I'm going to go ahead and deploy the fairing right now, actually. There we go. We don't need the fairing anymore now that we are successfully out here. I'm going to go ahead and extend the antenna. And then we just need to maintain stability for 10 seconds. Once we reach the orbit. Which should not be a problem. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut the engine for right now. And take a quick look at this orbit. Yeah, I mean, our inclination is going to be off. But at the apoapsis, I'm going to go ahead and do a prograde burn. And have it look something kind of like that. Now let's see here. The most efficient way to change your ascending node and descending node to change your inclination is what I'm trying to say. The most efficient way to do that is by having a larger orbit, right? If I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. So we're going to want to have our orbit be larger. So we're going to want to do this burn at about 16 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and time warp forward a little bit. We can't lock to nodes. So I'm going to have to do this relatively manually. So let me just go ahead and get oriented. And this is why I added that extra reaction wheel right here. Okay, we are in prograde. Though we're drifting a little bit, and we should be burning right now. I warped ahead a little too far. Okay. But it should be fine. We've still got this big, bulky core stage. So once we have our communications network set up, I mean, this is just one section of it. Once we have this set up, this should help a fair amount. Okay. I'm going to call that good enough. And then, let's see here. We need to raise our periapsis and apoapsis to the designated numbers, and this is a basically circular orbit. So 5.687 sounds good. But we're gonna raise the we're gonna raise it from here, I think. I'm gonna try changing the inclination via a maneuver here and see just what that would actually take. Let's just get lined up here. About like that. Then to change this inclination, we would need to do some interesting burns, to be sure. Okay, how do I set this as my target? I forget. There is a way to set an orbit as target. I'm going to actually look that up really fast here. KSP set orbit as target. Targeting contract orbits. I'm pretty sure you can do this. Can't target a contract orbit directly. I must be thinking of a mod then. Okay. Well, we'll just have to eyeball it. Sounds good. I do want to change the inclination, though. So the descending node and ascending node should be somewhere around here. Yeah. That's basically what we want to do. That's going to be a pretty big burn, but that's fine. We can also throw in a prograde burn here and raise our apoapsis to be basically at this periapsis. Pretty much like that. And then we can also adjust it slightly this direction as well as a bit retrograde. Come on. There we go. That's basically right. And prograde out a little bit. It's a bit of a complicated maneuver, but it should get the job done. Okay, So we need to lock to the maneuver node, which is something that we can't do. This is going to be in T-minus 23 minutes. We have enough DV in this stage to get it done, though. So let's go ahead and... This is going to be an awkward sort of burn. Let's just go to the maneuver node for now. So right about here. And warp forward a little bit. This is going to be at 25 seconds that we want to do this. I'm just going to continue to warp forward a little bit here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Can continue to warp, but a little bit slowly. Okay. Let's go ahead and realign here. There we go. And we'll burn this in about 10 seconds. Where are we in relation to Kerbal? Ah. We are currently over the South Pole. Excellent. And I should be burning. There we go. And I'll just try to stay locked to the maneuver node as much as possible because we definitely need this to actually be on the money, this particular burn. And you can see that we're transitioning more from a normal to a prograde burn. Okay, continue to burn right on the maneuver node. Just a little bit more. Going to cut the engines and burn a little bit more slowly so that we can control the node a little bit more here. Good enough. Yeah, that is nice right there. Okay, so at the apoapsis, we would then burn prograde until we are basically right where we need to be. We're not going the wrong direction, are we? No, we're going the right direction. Fantastic. I think that's going to be close enough for the contract. At least I hope that's going to be close enough for the contract. We're 0 degrees on the descending node, and we're going to be basically on the money. So, I mean, not bad for eyeballing it, realistically. We almost had enough in the first stage. This was quite a lot of overkill. I knew that would be the case, though. Okay, so this is going to be in about 3 hours, so I'm just going to go ahead and head to the maneuver node. This is actually just going to be a pure prograde burn, but that's okay. We'll head to the maneuver node, because the maneuver node is where it needs to be, which is basically retrograde right now. It's a little awkward. Okay, we'll lock there, and we'll just warp ahead 3 hours. 2 hours. 1 hour. Gonna cut down our time warp speed a little bit here. Okay, so this is going to be a 35-second burn, so we need this to be at about 17 seconds, 17 and a half seconds. To be most efficient. Okay. Ah! I tried to cut the warp a little bit late. That's okay. We'll be fine. Okay, let's ditch this stage, and off we go. Excellent. So this is technically our maneuvering stage here. But we'll keep it around, just in case we want to reorient this thing. We've got lots of delta V, so we should not have a problem. Okay. 0.3 meters per second. I want to get this a little further. There. Excellent. It did in fact count. And there's our contract completion. Fantastic. Okay. Well, that was a quite successful mission. I do like having a polar orbit here. I do think that that will help out pretty substantially with our experiment control station. When our experiment control station is on the correct side of the moon, which it still isn't, but that's okay. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're probably going to aim for... It's not showing up now, but we're probably going to aim for the one that's out here, equatorial, which will be a little easier to get to. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.